welcome to FiredUpTech. Today we are going to be taking a look at Crucial's 8GB RAM kit for your laptop. Now, into the review. Let's fire it up. So what can you get from this RAM? Well, it'll set you back around $40 to $50 depending on the market. Note that this is RAM for your laptop and not your standard PC. So what is RAM, you may be asking? Well, RAM is the memory of your computer. Without it, your computer, well, just won't run. So it's kind of important. And then you may be asking, well, how much do I need? Well, I recommend at least 8GB if you're doing normal browsing/office activities. But if you're building a gaming PC, I recommend at least 8GB of 1866 MHz memory. Well, now you may be asking, what is 1866 MHz memory? Well, that's the default speed at which your RAM runs. You can always overclock it, but that's for a different episode. Basically, 8GB of 1866 MHz memory is going to be slower than 8GB of 2400 MHz memory, but not by an incredible amount. You will see difference, but not much. So that's basically what RAM is. By the way, if you're wondering, I have 12GB in my system.
Okay, so after a couple minutes of my excellent teachings on RAM, you may be wondering, well, what are the specs of the RAM you have in front of you? Well, okay, fine, I guess I'll tell you. That's what this review is really about. As I said before, in this specific case, I'm using the one 8GB kit instead of, for example, two 4GB. So, okay, as I said, it is DDR3 memory, so it won't go with DDR4 motherboards. Basically, DDR3 and DDR4 are different types of RAM memory. Again, that's for a different video. It won't go with anything DDR4. An example is the i7 6700K Skylake processor. You most likely don't have one of those in your laptop, but, you know, just an example. Its base clock is 1600 MHz, which isn't the fastest in the world, but at least it isn't DDR2. Am I right? It is in the SODIMM configuration, which basically means it fits in a laptop. It is also, for version numbers, DDR3 PC3-12800, CL equals 11, 1.35V, which I think means voltage. Should probably read up on that. Whatever. Anyway, it is also 1024 MEG times 64, if that makes any sense to you at all. By the way, if you aren't sure what RAM is compatible with your computer, just hop on over to Crucial's website and do a system scan. Very helpful. It will tell you what type of RAM works for you. Not sponsored, by the way. Looking at you, Crucial. You know, send me an email. No, I'm just kidding. But be serious. Okay, so that's the technical stuff. Now, let's open the box. Okay. So, on the front of the box, I'm just going to try to make sure you get a good angle here. So, on the front of the box, you can see I kind of blurred out the purchase information. Notebook here, so it's for a notebook. 8GB, and then it gives you all the good information here, which I just read off, and then more selling information. You have the Crucial by Micron logo. Very, very nice logo, if I must say so myself. And then memory in French. I believe Crucial is a French company. Sorry, I'll stop shaking if I can. And then premium computer memory, which this has held me up for about a year and a half, by the way. For those of you wondering, it's coming up on 2 years now, I believe. So, if I could get in front of the camera. Very, very high quality RAM. On the back, Crucial by Micron, again, the memory and storage experts. Good company. Yeah, good company. And then premium computer memory right here. And then everything in French basically just goes on to tell you about their memory and where they're located and all the licensing details down here. Beautiful, beautiful. You can read them yourself. Okay, so if you go ahead and open up the box, we have this nice, let me make sure we're getting a good angle here. We have this nice packaging around the box, kind of like a cardboard package, I guess, detailing all the information as you saw on the back, just using this plastic cover on the outside, all the information on the inside, so you can save this if you'd like to just have some details to go off of some other time. I keep this just so I can do reviews and things like that. Okay, so then your RAM is protected in this nice, I guess you could call it just kind of plastic. Well, yeah, it's plastic, but kind of plastic wrapping around the RAM, which is actually pretty high quality, surprisingly. It protects it. Pretty nice. Mine came perfectly fine in shipping. Yours might have some complications depending on what shipper you have. But just so you know, this is high quality plastic. Pretty hard to bend the RAM. Obviously, if you're snapping the RAM, it will break, but, you know. And so then you can just take the RAM out, kind of pop in the plastic just a little bit. I know some of you are cringing right now. I am too. And the RAM should just pop out, like this. So, just set your box aside over there. Let me make sure I'm getting a good angle. Okay. Sorry, I need to have like a marker, like put fingers here. Sorry. Okay. So be careful not to touch any of these slots because that could mess up any solder points on the memory. So on the front we just have, again, another label, crucial. You can leave this on if you want to. You can take it off. I like to leave it on just for proof of purchase, things like that. If they ever needed to, proof of purchase, or if I needed to send this back to the factory. It runs just fine in my computer with this on. I don't think that will affect the heat spreaders at all, if this even has heat spreaders. I don't believe it does. So yeah, just your regular details here, you know, whatever that means. I'm not sure, I'm kind of new to all these labels. And then you have your pins here that connect into the laptop. I will be doing a detailed installation guide in just a moment. Make sure not to damage these. Try not to touch them too much. I doubt you could really damage them because they're kind of, you know, kind of hard to bend, but just so you know, try not to damage them. I'll try to get a close-up view if this camera will focus. And then we have these black squares, 8 on each side. I believe these are the actual memory modules. I'm not sure. And I think they kind of act as to spread the heat. And then just your green back chip with solder points that connect the, you know, everything together. Makes it work. Okay, so now into the installation guide. Okay, so first off in this clip, I would like to apologize for the bad audio quality as I am recording off this camera, as obviously my computer here is not on, so I can't record the audio through my headset. Yeah, so sorry about that. And this will be unscripted, so I might kind of stutter a little bit here and there. So what you want to do is take your laptop, make sure it's lying in its normal direction. Mine is a nice Gateway laptop. Make sure it's opening correctly. I will have a review on this laptop later, especially if you guys and gals want to see one. Sorry, my lamp, my ghetto lamp setup here. And then flip your laptop over like this. You'll see all your back information. This is the part you want to get at. This goes for most laptops. Some laptops may be a little bit different. Obviously, just look up your laptop model, and it should tell you what to do. So, I prefer, you probably should take your battery out here. Some laptops have a built-in battery that you can't take out. Mine just slips out with a pin. So, like this. Easy. Your battery's out. So, no worry of electrical shock. So, just set that aside. Make sure you have your RAM ready. Turn your laptop over so you can easily access your pad here. And then take your knife. Or your screwdriver, preferably a screwdriver, but I only have a knife because, you know, who needs screwdrivers? Say RAM aside. Pull out your knife, screwdriver, whatever. Preferably a screwdriver. There should only be one screw. Let me get at a better angle here. Unscrew. Just unscrew until it seems pretty loose. Doesn't have to be completely loose. Stop. Yes, it does work with a knife. So, if you don't have a screwdriver, use a knife. And then, take it out. Keep this screw. Make sure you do not lose this screw. Do not lose this. It wouldn't break your laptop, but it would not be good. Make sure you keep that in a safe place. Now, lift up under this tab, and you will hear some popping, some snaps. That's natural. That's completely natural. That's what it's supposed to do. It has these, try not to touch this stuff, probably not too bad. It has these clips here that clip in to their designated places, and they clip out. So, that's natural. Don't worry, your laptop isn't broken. So under here we see your your hard drive, which you can obviously change out later if you wanted to. Most laptops have a 2.5-inch drive, but that is for a different video, obviously. And then you'll find your 2 RAM slots, maybe 4. There might be 4, there might only be 1, depending on which laptop you have, obviously. So, in my case, I only had, sorry, I just kind of moved the camera a little bit. In my case, I only had 1 stick of RAM installed right here, default kit. I have never taken this RAM out. Just good RAM. Try and make sure your RAM is the same speed. It's pretty universal, but it's not that big of a deal if your RAM isn't. But if they're both the same speed, it might be a little bit faster. So if you have 2 sticks of RAM, unlike mine, if you only have 1, like me, you just slot this one in, but you take your other one out, set it aside. You could go sell it on eBay for like 20 bucks or something, or you could just, sorry. I'm so clumsy. I'm clumsy. I just showed my face. I'll have to edit that out. Whatever. So yeah, sorry about that. I'm very, very clumsy. But what you're gonna do, obviously you can go sell that RAM or something, give it to your bud, something like that. So you're going to make sure the notch that comes out of the laptop, make sure you find your notch here. Make sure your notch lines up on the RAM. This usually will be upside down. This label here, just as a little bit of a helpful hint. Try not to touch any of the RAM like I was just doing there. It's not too much of a hazard if you do, but it might be. So I prefer to go in kind of vertical, like this. You're gonna come in vertical like this. There will be 2 holes, right here, and right here. You're gonna line them up with the little prongs that come out. Very, very tiny prongs here. And then you're just gonna line those up, push down, and then they'll snap in. Don't be afraid to put a little pressure. It won't break easily. It might, obviously if you're slamming it down in there, it's gonna snap. But it shouldn't break too easily. So that's my installation tutorial on how to install RAM. Pretty simple, pretty self-explanatory, but I definitely had to look it up the first time because I would have slapped it in the wrong way. But definitely make sure your slots are lined up, so let's go through that again. And just while I'm on this, let's take it out, just undo these, and reverse the process. So again, to review, make sure your slots line up. Slide in kind of horizontally, I think I said vertically, horizontally, and push down, make sure these prongs come through, and your RAM is installed. Make sure everything lines up again. Make sure you put this in the way you took it out. Snap the snaps down. Completely natural that they're snapping. You are not breaking your PC. Trust me, you are not breaking your PC, especially if it's a Gateway like this. Gateway, very, very high quality PCs. Not a sponsor. Again, I don't have any sponsors in this video. So just make sure, go around different points, make sure it is installed correctly. Don't screw. Make sure your screw, make sure you keep your screw. Make sure, okay, well, make sure you have your screw. Slide it in like this. Well, don't really slide it in, just kind of put it in. Take out your knife. I almost just cut myself. Don't open a knife like that. That was stupid. Knife or screwdriver. And then just tighten it up. Righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, if you still have to remember that. Most of you don't. But I did for a while. And then close your knife or your screwdriver. Put your screwdriver up. Preferably do this with a screwdriver, guys. It's easier. And gals. Oh, I moved the camera. Very professional this is. Turn over. Slide your battery back in. You don't have to take your battery out. You didn't have to take your battery out. You kind of just wasted time if you did. But it's recommended because just in case you get static shock. And then turn your PC over, turn it on, and you just have installed your 8GB kit of RAM. And this goes with any other SODIMM configuration RAM for your laptop. Nice knife, by the way. I'll definitely have to do a review on this. Gerber mini knife. Very high quality. Very, very high quality. Okay, so that's for that bit, and let's move on to the next part.
So, now for a speed test. I am back on my script now, and my better audio quality, which is good. Okay, This first test is without the extra RAM and just my default 4 gigabytes in my laptop. For an example, most laptops have 4 gigabytes, some have 2, but doesn't really matter, as it's just kind of to show how much improvement you get with RAM. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into the testing. 12 gigabytes took me that's kind of weird. I messed up my script. Okay, so for 12 gigabytes with the stick added, it is 1.28 seconds to boot up my computer, or boot up, oh my gosh, 1.28 seconds to boot up my computer. That is incredibly fast. If you have a computer that boots up that fast, wow. Okay, no, my bad. Get focused. Okay, for 12 gigabytes of RAM, it took 1.28 seconds to load a page. I just went on to Bing. Yes, I know Bing. I don't like Bing, but it defaulted to my whatever. You know what I mean. I just went up, typed into the Bing search engine, RAM test, pressed enter, and recorded the approximate time of how long it took. So, yeah, it took me 1.28 seconds approximately. Obviously, it might take a little bit longer, might take a little bit shorter, but that is a general estimate. With 4 gigabytes, it took me 3.18 seconds. That's actually like a big difference. That's a very good improvement. And then to boot up, here we go. 4 gigabytes took me 47 seconds, 47.30 seconds. 12 gigabytes for 44.10. So 12 gigabytes is about 3 seconds faster and everything. Basically, that's what we can get out of this. Just a moment. Sorry about that. Okay. So yeah, here's the actual boot times. 4 gigabytes, 47.30, 12 gigabytes, 44.10. I'm very impressed with the page loading time of the RAM. 2 seconds may not seem like a lot. Obviously, when you're looking at the page, waiting for it to load, it definitely is. The boot test kind of surprised me a lot. I really just thought it would vary a lot more drastically. Although RAM isn't really meant to boot up your PC faster, it's really just to boot up Windows faster. Well, kind of to refresh your Windows faster. That's really what it's meant for. Faster page browsings, things like that. My Java just popped up. No, Java, I don't want to update. And this RAM does exactly what it's supposed to do perfectly. So for my final verdict, I would say that it is definitely a product worth getting if you feel your computer is running kind of slow and you just want an upgrade. The RAM market is very competitive, and you have to put out high quality products if you want to succeed. And Crucial does just that with this RAM. It is extremely high quality and will last you a long time before even showing wear. Mine, it's not in its package right now, as you can see. It's in my computer. But mine has lasted a year and a half, and it's barely, I don't even think it's slowed down. It's amazing. It's incredibly high quality. Yeah, I've had mine for like a year, and haven't had any issues. I don't even expect to have any for a long, long time. Is this product worth it? Absolutely, 100% worth it. For $40, you won't find a better price to performance product on the market today. Especially with Black Friday and Christmas deals around this time of year, I give this product a 9 out of 10. The -1 point for it only being 1600 megahertz clock speed and not higher. Which obviously is kind of being picky, because that's kind of hard to put into laptop RAM, especially SODIMM. But, you know, that's just one little downfall. And it's not a big one. It's just really not a big one. You'll probably get 0.5 faster second page loading time. Thanks to everyone for watching, and I hope you have enjoyed. If you want to leave a like, go ahead if you want. Go ahead if you want. I mean, if you want to. It's completely optional, but tremendously helps me out. Also, write down, sorry, my script, like, I must have been really tired when I wrote this script, because, like, it is bad. Okay, so, and while you're down writing a comment and leaving your likes, if you want to, obviously, not being like, leave a comment, because that pressures people to leave a comment. I don't like those channels. If you want to, subscribe for more tech videos and reviews. Not just tech. I'll obviously be reviewing this knife. I'll be reviewing airsoft guns. I'll be reviewing my computer. Yeah, just all that stuff. Okay, finally, I'm done. See you all next time. Goodbye.